Video games started out simple. Think of Pong and how it was easy to understand. You just get the set amount of points needed to end the game first. You either won or you lost. It was literally black and white. Over time, video games evolved. They were able to construct complex stories, and some even gave you choices to affect the story to your personal liking. But I will be focusing on when you are forced to make decisions that feel meaningful but end up not mattering in the end, when the illusion of choice is given to you. From this point on, there will be massive spoilers to numerous games including Heavy Rain, Soma, The Walking Dead Season 1, the Mass Effect series, and Life is Strange. And even though I show animosity to one game in particular throughout this video, I am strongly encouraging you to play all of the games mentioned, even Pong. Let's start with Heavy Rain, to give an example of a game that's completely centered around your decisions. The game has you play numerous characters because of how drastic the consequences are. The person you thought was the main character could die, and it won't be game over. The game will just keep going. They will just have their part of the story end there. And there's many endings to this game. Depending on what characters lived and what choices you made with them, there are over 15 epilogues you can get, ranging from bittersweet to absolutely depressing. Yeah, this isn't a happy game. But what about games that don't give you that power? Games where the choices don't matter and are just an illusion. Well, in Soma, you're given numerous choices such as destroying the WoW or running away, killing Sarah Lindwall or leaving her.
Please don't leave me like this.
And the choice that I contemplated for the longest amount of time is when you see Amy, a girl that's hooked up to 2 tubes keeping her alive, but you have to disconnect them to turn the power back on. And when I pulled the first tube, I saw the light flicker. So I knew that the power was on, and I decided to let her live, with me still being able to continue the story. But to my knowledge, if you disconnect both tubes and end her life, the same thing happens aside from supposedly opening an extra room or two. She is never seen again throughout the rest of the game, and I don't recall her even being mentioned again through any dialogue. Even though I did spare her life, I was given no gratification for that afterwards. Actually, all of the choices that I listed previously had no effect on the ending of the game whatsoever. There's only one ending. It's a linear story. Switching to Life is Strange, where your choices aren't exactly going to affect the ending because it all narrows down to one choice at the end. The difference is the choices that you make during the story hold a lot of weight, such as what happens with Kate. I made her my main focus for a decent chunk of the game, making sure that she at least appeared moderately happy and that she knew she had someone to talk to. But I personally failed to save her from her avoidable fate. And this made me feel a stronger spectrum of emotion from what I've previously experienced while playing a video game.
No!
The ultimate example of the illusion of choice is the first season of The Walking Dead by Telltale. Now let me just tell you that this company made the illusion of choice their bread and butter. The first fake choice in The Walking Dead Season 1 is when zombies are attacking you at a farm. You are given the choice to either save Duck or Sean. Duck is a small boy, and Sean is a farmhand. If you choose to save Duck, Sean dies to zombies and Duck survives. If you choose to save Sean, then you fail to save Sean no matter what, and he dies, and Duck survives. Then later you see Irene, a girl that wants to kill herself because she's been bit. And you can choose to kill her, or you can choose to not kill her. But if you choose to not kill her, she'll take the gun and kill herself anyway. Then you have the choice to save one of 2 characters, either Carly or Doug. But that doesn't matter, because later Lily will just murder the one that you saved later in the game. Then you choose either to kill Larry because he's being a dick or let him live, but that doesn't matter because Kenny will kill him right after that conversation where you just made the decision anyway. And then you have the choice between looting a car or leaving it alone. And you don't know at the time, but this is a big fucking decision, alright? And if you choose that you do not want to take from this car, the group will choose to steal shit anyway, which is fucking lame because there's a character called the Stranger, and this fucker hates you for stealing the shit in his car. When you find him, he sits you down telling you how you're a piece of shit for everything that you've done, like killing people in front of Clementine, and other various smaller moral decisions that you never even thought about on your first playthrough. You have to account for every moral action you took in this game, and that really irked me. And I wanted to make sure this man had no dirt on me by the time this game ended. So after I finished the game, I did what I've never done before. I booted the game back up and played the whole thing over again in one sitting. I chose to not loot the car. I chose to not kill people in front of Clementine. I chose to do everything just the way the stranger would have wanted me to. And you know what? Even though I made every right decision according to my bad decisions last game, the stranger was still pissed and still thinks I'm a terrible person, and the game ended exactly the same way. I've never felt more cheated and distraught playing a video game before. But hey, I'm lucky. I mean, I wasn't into the Mass Effect series because every choice you made in those fucking games led up to figuring out what laser was fired at the end. Now, there's no doubt that given the power to choose in a game is a great way to provoke thought, and all of these games did succeed in that aspect, but some misuse the choice mechanic. They make the illusion of branching story arcs, and makes the game feel bigger than it actually is, and it only works the first time you play through it, unless you watch a review or spoil the game before you play it. You have no way of knowing how much the game has to offer, and if a game includes choice as a mechanic and it doesn't pay off, then it can make the gamer feel like the experience was cheap and ineffective. But there's good games with design flaws. When a game's choice system doesn't work out how you want it to, it doesn't mean that you should write the game off automatically. There's much more to criticize when thinking about what makes a good game and a bad game. Because even games that had fake choices and were linear started to make me think deeply about how life gives you the illusion of choice also. How you can choose to live healthy by eating right and staying away from drugs and exercising properly, just to have your life end in a way that you couldn't fully control. So tell me what you think. Should a game even bother with choices if it doesn't affect the end? What was the hardest decision you had to make in a video game? And do you enjoy a game that has to be played multiple times to fully complete? Or do you prefer the linear stories? Until next time, I hope you choose to have a nice day.